just thought I'd update people on what's going on my end. I was given some code from some hacktivists that want me to have a voice for what it is they want everybody to know. Having some challenges decoding their messages. I know exactly what I got to do to make it work, but the challenge is finding a decoder that can handle that much at one time. So if anybody has an email to me of a binary decoder, it would be helpful. But in the meantime, I know I got to separate some of this to be able to get this code to be decoded. So that's what I'm working on now. Also, my vogter spamming group that's providing an awful lot of advertising for my channel has also brought up the Dragon's Den. Huge secrets going on there, and they ain't called dragons for a reason. There's lots you do not know. It was definitely heavily edited, so you don't see exactly what was going on there. But that show, typically you have to apply, typically you have to audition, but that wasn't the case in my situation. They approached me, they paid for my flight to be on the show, they gave me special treatment, they asked me what time slot I wanted to be shown on. They also offered me, do I want to go first or last, or what order did I want to go into. Lots of things you might be very interested to learn about that show. The only reason I went on there is because it was good advertising, and I knew damn well that they would make me the nut bar. And what they don't know is my father worked in management in Thomson newspapers. You might want to go and check out that newspaper. It is a global organization. I actually lived in the States, in Washington, when Nixon and the Watergate was out, while my father was working in the newspaper industry. Lots of things about me a lot of people may not know. But anyways, my father taught me well on how to manipulate the media, and I've done a very good job. You may want to do some research. I don't think there's too much of this going on, but I was on the front cover of every friggin' major newspaper 20 years ago saying that free trade is going to crash our economic systems. I seen that pattern within patterns and the domino effect it was going to create more than 20 years ago. For 3 months I was on the cover of full front page, color, on major newspapers for 3 months. I was on every radio station, every TV. I was sort of the talk of Canada for 3 months solid. I know how to manipulate media. I know that they've actually, their little game of making me the nut bar of the season kind of worked against them and for me, because what my goal was is to make, I wanted the commercials, which is what they used. They used my slot of making me look like the nut bar for 3 years. So that perpetuated a lot of advertisement around bottled intentions, which there's a lot of quantum physics, there's a lot of extremely deep sciences involved with that concept. And what I was asking for, which, is it needed a documentary, because what we need is information. We need a crash course of all sciences to really fully understand how to comprehend what the fuck is going on. And oddly enough, the corporate world refuses to fund this information because the corporate world doesn't want you knowing this information. One of the key phrases that was used, first of all, there was a lot of really outrageous things about that was said by these dragons about our school children. And one dragon who, if you do some research on this guy, he works and volunteers with troubled kids. And this one particular guy specifically said, because I was talking science and was referring to The world isn't quite as round as we think it is. We thought it was flat at one time, but then we found it was round. And now humanity is about to find out that the world is not as round as we think. It's extremely dynamic, which I back it up with a ton of science that they do not want you to know. And the words and the response that came back to me was, we live in a flat world and that ain't going to change. These elites, these dragons definitely want you to perceive your world in a flat perspective, because that's how they manipulate you. But if you understand how dynamic the universe really is, then everything changes. The game is a complete game changer. You don't know a lot about what my experiences have been yet, and I'm, proud of the and grateful for, Vogter's group to bring up bottled intentions. If you really, really, really want to understand some deep sciences and how you can manipulate your reality perfectly so it works for you, it is free. You can do this at home. It's not something I'm selling. I've chosen YouTube because this information needs to be accessible to everybody who can't afford this information. Because for one thing, one of the ways the elites get power is by having all of the information and making sure us little people don't know too much about what's going on. That's how they can manipulate you. So it is all free information on YouTube. And the tools that can help you sort of reprogram yourself from all of the programming that was done to you, it can be done. So look forward to that video. I've been waiting to transform all that negative advertising into something positive. I've been waiting for this day to show up as well. Thank you, Vogter, for bringing this one up. The time is now. But that video is going to, I'm going to have to do some work to put that one together. And right now I'm trying to take a little bit of a break. There are things I have to do in my own personal life. I'm trying to decode this one message. So if anybody has a binary decoder, I'd really love it, because I'd like to read out these messages that these hacktivists would like everybody to know. So look forward to that, and if anybody can send me a link, I'd very much appreciate it. It would speed up my process a lot. But in the meantime, peace out. Look forward to a ton of information that the dragons don't want you to know. I'm not as much of a nut bar as they want you to think, and I'm finding it really odd that the Vogter group wants to call me a nut bar as well. And it's like, proof is in the pudding, and we are going to learn an awful lot of how we make pudding. And it's not exactly what you think it is. And you be the judge. I'll provide a ton of links, a lot of information, a lot of sciences that you have to do the research yourself. I will point you in the direction where you can find this information. But I am not about to give you a university course in every science that would take thousands and thousands and thousands of years to accomplish. We don't receive information in a non-linear fashion. It's all linear. And I can only provide so much information, and the rest is you've got to find the information yourself, because it definitely is out there. And I did not keep links to every single friggin' piece of information that I studied. But there are some key areas that can start your research for you to find out the truth yourself. So look forward to a couple of very, very interesting videos coming up. And thank you, Vogter. I really appreciate the advertising. I've been waiting 3 years for that. Oh, one more thing I'd like to add with that. After that show, I had an investor that said that he was going to put over $2 million into this. Also said that he was going to invest $30 million into technology that can transform all toxic waste into pure, clean energy. You got a pollution or garbage problem in your area? We have the technology that can actually clean all that shit up, but it takes some money that the corporate world doesn't want to put out. So what the game was is they kept saying that, oh, we're getting you the funding. And they played that game out for about 6 months, saying, oh, the money's in the way, the money's on the way, the money's on the way. And it's like, this guy said that he had his own bank, and all of the elites had their own banks while they tried to create a new world. And yet this billionaire didn't have access to his own money and just kept saying, tomorrow, it's going to be in there tomorrow, for 6 fucking months. So it's like, in the words of Donald Trump, I fired him. And he didn't take that too well. He was like, how can you fire me? You know, like, I'm doing all of this for you. And it's like, bullshit. All you wanted me to do is hang on to a dream that you knew damn well was never going to show up. You made me go around telling people that I got an investor when you knew damn well you were just setting me up because you weren't about to fund nothing that was positive for our universe. There's a ton of amazing technology out there that can definitely transform this planet up like you would not believe. But these elites can't profit off of it. They don't know how to profit off of it. But if we released all of this information and we actually followed what we're capable of doing, it does mean that you work less, earn more, and enjoy your life. Everybody on the planet has equal enjoyment of the best of the best. So there's, again, tons of information to come. And it's up to you to decide whether you want to believe it or not. But it is some pretty deep sciences that have been proven for years that's just been suppressed and extremely hard to research. But I'm a researcher. Peace out.